So what's up, everyone? We have an amazing special guest that is back with us today. The one, the only Steven at Steven_Springs is back in the house with us. So welcome, Steven. It's good to have you back because the homies were not really necessarily liking my different virtual backgrounds that I had going on. So it's good to have you back. How are you doing? Talk to us about your thoughts on Penn State. The floor is yours.
I'm good. It's been a lot going on the last month within the Springer household. So we'll leave it at that. But things are good. Things are better. I'll say that too. Penn State football is 5-0 on the year. I don't know when the last time we spoke. I don't know if it was. I think it was after the first game. I think it's been like a month or so, maybe like 3 weeks. So Penn State's 5-0. They have UMass on Saturday. And then next weekend, October is usually when college football, you learn a lot about teams in college football. The season really starts next week. Well, I shouldn't say that. The back half of the season starts next week with us going to Columbus to play Ohio State next Saturday. Me and BJ will be there. I'm very pumped about that. Got our tickets last night. Shout out to SeatGeek. Spent $265 on tickets plus $88 in fees.
Yo, them fees make me so mad.
So it's funny. We were at Mason's baseball practice last night, and a buddy of mine, his daughter, he bought her tickets to a Taylor Swift concert recently over the summer, I believe it was in Philly. And I wasn't mad like at how much I spent on the tickets. So I booked my room last season for the game this weekend in Columbus. Booked my room last year because I knew how to do that. Booked our flights like 6 months ago, or as early as you could get through Southwest. Shout out to my brother-in-law BJ, who had a coupon or like some discount through Southwest round trip from BWI to Columbus. I think it's running us like under or about $200.
Damn.
So room and flight, I think we're in maybe like 550, 600, which is dope, right?
Yeah.
And so your boy doesn't drink, so that's gonna be another, $100 maybe that I probably won't spend Friday and Saturday. At the airport, food, drinks and dinner Saturday night, all that kind of good stuff. So that's dope. And then tickets, we waited so long to buy tickets. I don't know why, but we did. Could have bought them a long time ago, but we just stalled on it for whatever reason. 265, yes. We're sitting in the Penn State visitor section, which is like I'm not sitting with Ohio State fans for 3 hours. I would lose my mind. So we're sitting in the Penn State section. I've said before, I've always wanted to go to Columbus. Only wanted to go if I knew we had a chance of winning, and we do. And I think we're gonna win. So for those who haven't followed college football or haven't followed Penn State, the boys have the best defense in the country. We're balling like no other right now in defense. And offense is like really good. Could be more, but for how our defense is playing, we're fine. We're all right. So also, James Franklin, Penn State's head coach, had a dope press conference yesterday. His weekly presser. I'm surprised you didn't send me this video. So he was asked a question about Penn State's offense, really quick. Penn State's offense is after the first game of the season, people thought we'd put up 500 yards, 40 points a game, and it was going to be, like Washington and USC. It's not that, which is fine. Our quarterback, Drew Aller, can easily put up 300 yards a game and 4 touchdowns if he wanted to, if they want to let him rip it. Someone asked him yesterday, James Franklin, they asked him, like, are you going to let him just drop back and just throw it deep? Like when we had Jahan Dotson and Chris Godwin, all these receivers throughout the years, we had teams that would just throw it deep. But you have to watch it. Like his answer was like he just tore this reporter apart. And the reporter is a guy who has been on my nerves for 15 years covering Penn State football. And he's a notorious, like, not shitty question asker, but like, just asking the wrong question at the wrong time. So you have to I'll have to send you that. But yes, we play UMass this weekend. We're favored by 42.5. So shout out to the boys. It's gonna rain though, so like I don't think we'll hit that, but I think we'll hit 30 points for the 13th game in a row. So, and then we go to Columbus next weekend. It's a noon game on Fox. I'll hype it up more next week. Me and BJ going out. Shout out to BJ. Quick Slants will be out tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Back to the normal week. Like I said, life is still like crazy, but not crazy enough where I can't like do some of this stuff. So that's where we're at.
So you brought up Ohio State, and it's weird because I feel like when Steve and I don't talk as much, I go into that realm because I watched Ohio State against Maryland game. For starters, I was so pissed off because I was probably in two different bars, hype as hell because I probably had 3 or 4 bets on Maryland. I was like, yo, like
I did too.
they're going to win.
I got it at plus 19.5, and then right before the game, it moved to minus 20, and they lost by 20.
Yes.
So that was a real big bummer.
Yes, I was like, yo, they're really going to win. And then the fourth quarter, Ohio State said, you know what? All right, let's turn on. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. said, I haven't been in the end zone much. Like, let me get my end zone touchdown. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about was Miami, because there were 2 stupid games, Miami and Georgia Tech and the Ravens and the Steelers, both in the same goddamn boat, because the Steelers and Georgia Tech both should have easily lost. But they didn't, because why? Coaches decided to make stupid ass decisions. Yeah. Ravens twice, but Miami, all you had to do was kneel. That's it. Like, that's all you had to do. And they ran it. And then you didn't expect them to try and strip the ball. Georgia Tech has no other option but to do that. So I was telling everybody they honestly shouldn't even be ranked. So they need to thank the AP gods for allowing them to be 25, because I would make them like 100th in the nation. So what were your thoughts on that? And then I guess we can use that to segue into the Steelers-Ravens game, because the Ravens should have just ran the ball on that one too.
Facts. That's not the first time that Mario Cristobal, the head coach of Miami, has done that. He's done that a couple other times. When he was at Oregon, he did it. Yeah, like it also seemed like no one else knew what was going on. Like it seemed like no one on the coaching staff on Miami thought to override his decision. There's dudes up in the booth. There's analysts everywhere, other players, like just someone had to have like thought like, why are we not taking a knee? Like what's going on? Why are we doing this? And he ran it, and
quarterback could have fell.
Like something. You don't do that. Just don't run the ball. Like again, like you said, Georgia Tech had no other choice but to strip it. And they did, and they walked it off basically. I mean, they scored 1 second left, but I mean, like, I just don't get, like, it doesn't make sense. Again, and he's done this before, and like he's done it before, and it's not resulted in them losing, but like he's done the same thing. He's had some wins out of it, but he's had some losses too. And it's like, I just don't get, just take a knee. Like,
that's all you have to do.
Just take a knee. I like, there's nothing to gain from trying to run it. Like, you're not going to break one. Like, you're not going to go score. So yeah. And then the Steelers Ravens, look, 2 things. We'll talk about Lamar. I know we will. I get that. Like, actually, you know what? I was going to go into the whole do it in the playoffs thing conversation, because like I heard a lot of people like saying he's worth the money, and yes, he is. But it's too early in the season for me to go down that path right now. So I won't do that. But that was a terrible throw to OBJ that got picked up by, shout out to Penn State, Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Awful throw, dude. Awful throw.
They showed the whole back of the end zone. He should have lobbed it that way.
He's either lob it up. I know OBJ. This isn't New York Giants OBJ, but like, he's a veteran receiver against a rookie DB. He knows how to go get the ball. Like, he's still got like that little bit to go get it, right? Throw back shoulder fade, like Joey Porter is 6'2", long arms. Like, he's a perfect defender for this. They didn't have Patrick Peterson on him. They didn't have a safety on him. They had their rookie corner. Like, you gotta, like, he threw it right to him.
He did.
That's the easiest interception that Porter Jr. will have in his career, probably.
Yeah.
He threw it right to him. He did not give OBJ any chance. And the Steelers, I mean, shout out to TJ Watt too.
Shout out.
Which, by the way, TJ Watt turned 29 today. Only 29.
Damn.
Young. Leads the league in sacks with 8. Had 2 against the Ravens. Forced fumble, I think, or no, fumble recovery. Shout out to the Steelers, dude. I cannot stand their offense, but their defense plays great. Matt Canada's probably not gonna be fired, which whatever.
That's the funny part. Yeah.
What happened to Najee Harris though, bro? Like, what? Why is he not like? Why is he not good? Like,
I what's so
not
crazy is so many people are talking about Jalen Warren now, just like giving him the reps.
like. I mean, it sucks because Najee had a great rookie season, and it's like the offensive line just doesn't fucking block for him anymore. Like,
Hmm.
there's like, oh, Najee's in, cool, we're not gonna block.
Yeah, that's what.
Like, we're just not gonna do it. We're just not gonna do it. And then like Kenny Pickett only throws the ball to the sideline for George Pickens, which is fine because it works. But they're gonna get to the point where the defense is gonna be on the field all the time,
Mhm.
and the offense isn't gonna put enough points, and the defense is gonna get worn down. And then like third and like late third, fourth quarters, teams are just gonna wear them down, and Steelers offense can't do shit. So I have no confidence in the Steelers. Like I'm still not picking them the rest of the way now after that first game.
So I guess my question for you is, do you think Kenny Pickett is the answer?
um, no, I don't. I think I think they suck this year and they suck next year. Then they get Drew Aller from Penn State with one of the top picks. So that's my conspiracy theory. The Steelers are going to take Drew Aller, Ben
Mm.
Roethlisberger 2.0, and that's gonna be that. Um, but no, I don't think Kenny Pickett's the answer. I think they have a lot of talent around him, but he's just so inconsistent. I don't know if they had a different play caller, that would help. But no, I don't like Kenny Pickett, and you know that I was not high on him when they picked
Hmm.
him. I was not happy about that pick. That was a wasted pick, I think. And they
Yeah.
haven't done shit in the now what, I think 3 years that he's been a starter. So
Hmm.
no, he's not the answer. But
Okay.
Steelers are 3-2. So shout out
They're
to Steelers.
technically at the top of the division.
Yep. Technically, yes, for now.
Yeah.
For now.
So we'll kind of jump into the game picks because that was going to be the next thing I wanted to end up talking about. And we can talk about some of the different teams as we go through it. The first game we're going to touch on is the Chiefs and Broncos. Travis Kelce is questionable. We are not talking anything about the one who Travis Kelce is dating because that's become hella annoying. Just hearing that. But what are your thoughts on the Broncos as you end up choosing your Chiefs Broncos pick?
Bro. The Broncos are dog shit. They're so bad. Terrible, dude. They're terrible. I mean, I can't pick them. I gotta go Chiefs, right? Obviously, even if Travis Kelsey doesn't play, even if he played and played on one leg, I'm still picking the Chiefs. Doesn't matter. The Broncos are just complete dumpster fire.
So
The
I guess
jerseys
my
were slick that last week though.
they were.
Jerseys were nice. Team's trash.
So then what do you think happens? Do you think Sean Payton gets fired after the year? Do you think they get rid of Russell Wilson because his contract's big? Where do they start?
I think they probably get rid of Russell. Um, I think I think what Sean Payton does and like what kind of offense he can have works. I think Russell Wilson, I think we're starting to see now. Ben like all right. So look, Russell Wilson is not a terrible quarterback, right? If you look at his
Mhm.
career, what he did in Seattle, it was really good. Like borderline MVP caliber play. But he benefited from having like one of the all-time best defenses the NFL has ever seen, right? With the Legion of Boom. So it kind of maybe masked some of his like his deficiencies because that defense was so good that like it's like Joe Flacco having that great of a defense or like Ben Roethlisberger having those elite defenses probably helped mask some of their deficiencies when they were younger quarterbacks, especially Roethlisberger. So it's the same thing here. I think Russell Wilson, I mean, I think, yeah, Russell Wilson benefited from having a great defense in Seattle. And now you're seeing those deficiencies really show up because he just doesn't have a great defense. And now it's like, okay, well, like he's getting older. He's not
Mhm.
going to be that guy anymore. And they just don't really have a lot of talent around him, and the team just sucks. But what Sean Payton can do, what like we saw in New Orleans, like it's successful, but he's got to have the right quarterback for the system. And I don't think Russell Wilson is that guy.
No, I have the
So
Chiefs
I
in
think
that one.
the Broncos Nation thing is that's over with. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
it was a 1 year thing, and that was
Yep.
it. We'll take it to London, in Tottenham
Again?
Hotspur Stadium,
Oh man.
Ravens Titans.
Oof, man. The Titans aren't very good either.
They're
So
not
I'm gonna go with the
using Derrick
Ravens.
Henry.
I'm gonna go by default. I'm gonna go Ravens.
I'm going
But
with the
that's
Ravens
that's
as
that's a
well.
tough bounce back game for the Ravens.
It is like they left the day after the game. I heard
Did
after
real
Steelers
quick?
Ravens.
Did the Jags stay there for 2 weeks?
Yes,
They were overseas for 2 weeks.
I guess so. I don't think they. It would make no sense to come back
No,
to
to fly
America and
because that
then
was
go
two
back.
weekends in a row. Man, the NFL
Yeah.
hates the Jags.
Yes, and
They
then
hate
now
them.
they're playing at home, so
Yeah,
that's
thank
kind of
God.
wild in itself.
Man,
Uh, a surprise game because people thought Commanders should have won last week, but Commanders and Falcons.
I'll go Falcons. They're playing pretty well.
I got the Falcons in that one. I don't trust Desmond Ritter. That was they were all in that same draft, wasn't it? Malik Willis, Desmond Ritter, and
I
Kenny
think so.
Pickett.
Malik Willis. Wow, what a name.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So our next one, and one of the players just got put on IR. Vikings and Bears.
I'm going with the Bears. The
Yep.
Bears do not need to draft Caleb Williams next year. Justin Fields is fine. Like the team around him is not good. They had DJ Moore's coming alive. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Should have had 4 or 5 touchdowns last weekend.
Yo, did you? We didn't even talk about it. Did you see the play when they said DJ Moore was out of bounds?
Yeah, it
And
wasn't
my
even
man,
close, dude. Like it wasn't out of bounds till like he's like this, like till he like stopped running and like galloped out of bounds, basically. Like,
yeah,
so like which is about like the 5. So yeah, that was weird.
and they didn't
Uh,
even show a replay of it.
no, no. I'm gonna go with the Bears. Minnesota without Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's out
Yeah,
for 4 games at least.
at least.
Hamstring. That can linger like the rest of the season. We've seen that
Mm-hmm.
happen before. Minnesota, I think they're gonna start to go downhill. So I'm gonna go Bears.
All
Not by
right,
much.
I have the Bears as well. Seahawks, Bengals.
What a pretty shitty game. Bengals looked pretty good last week. Seattle traveling to basically the East Coast. I don't like it. I'm gonna go Bengals.
I have the Bengals in this one as well. Seahawks are hit or miss. The next one, and this is weird because on like FanDuel and DraftKings, they have it pretty close. It was at minus 220 at one point, but 49ers and Browns. Deshaun Watson might not even play.
Niners. They look really good.
Solid. The way
Really
they
good.
ripped apart Cowboys,
Really good.
man. I have the 49ers. Panthers, Dolphins.
Ooh, this could be bad. This could be bad. Dolphins might put up a lot of points. A lot of points. Yeah, that could be another. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be another 60, but or another 70. But they can probably put up 40 or 50, I would say. So I'm gonna go Dolphins. Now the Dolphins, I don't like them to come out of the AFC though, because like that's not sustainable. Like when you get down to it, that's not sustainable, and their defense isn't that good either. So, but I'm picking the Dolphins in this one because the Panthers suck a lot.
Yeah, they're 0 and 5. And then what do you end up doing? They don't even have a first round pick.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll with Bryce Young. Like you're not like I hate these. I hate those conversations. Like if Bryce Young, if they go 0 and 17 this year, like it's not gonna be solely because of Bryce Young. They're gonna point to
Mm-hmm.
him, but it's not gonna be Bryce Young's fault. So I hate those conversations. But yeah, they're in bad shape.
I have the Dolphins as well. It's going to get bad really quick. You have all
Mm-hmm.
those weapons. Colts, Jags.
Anthony Richardson is on the IR, right?
Yep, another
Out for
one.
4 games. What's his shoulder?
Yep,
Yeah,
AC joint.
he's got to learn to protect himself. Jags. Could be a sneaky game though, because the Jags have been overseas for 2 weeks, probably longer.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a very, very bad football game.
Yeah,
Like
I'm going.
poorly execute football game. And it being like a 9-3 game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jags. But what people need to realize: one, Gardner Minshew is going to start. He's going against his old team. But Anthony Richardson, he's gotten injured 3 times now. We just started because he had a concussion one game. He got injured another game, and now he's out for like 4
We
weeks.
just started.
We just started
the season just started like a month ago, and you already been on the IR twice. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's so. We just started. Like your career just started, dude.
This is how you started. Meanwhile, CJ Stroud is chilling. Bryce Young is chilling. Will Levis is chilling on the bench.
They're just not getting hurt, dude. Like they're just smart football players. I get that you're 6'5", 245 pounds, but like
you can't play like that.
No, that's also not sustainable.
No. Saints Texans. Speaking of CJ Stroud.
Ugh. I like the way they're playing. In a sleeper pick, I'm gonna go the Texans.
Mm. So I wanted to go with the Texans, but the Texans lost last week, so I can't choose them. I'm going with the Saints. I didn't think the Saints were going to beat the Patriots. Thought the Patriots would show me more than what they did. So we're going with the Saints over here. But speaking of the Patriots, Patriots and Raiders, another revenge game.
I gotta go Vegas. Yeah, the Pats look pretty bad as well.
Here's my sleeper bold prediction. So every year I have something random. The one this year is I think the Patriots are going to get a bad enough first round draft pick that they're going to draft a quarterback. That is solid. I don't know if it's going to be Drake May. I don't know if it's
so
going
you
to be
think
Caleb
they're tanking?
Williams. I'm thinking that's what they're going to do. I don't believe the whole Bill Belichick's not going to be the coach. I really think that they're going to keep. I don't know when you let him go. Like when do you let someone go? Yeah, that's won you like 5 Super Bowls.
No, he's got to retire.
Yeah.
No, like you can't fire him, you know? Like unless he does something, like they can mutually agree to part ways and phrase it better. But I mean, you can't fire him. Like just like the Steelers can't fire Tomlin, the Ravens can't fire Harbaugh. Like those guys either got to retire or you got to resign or like whatever. That's it. Can't fire those guys. Just like Alabama can't fire Nick Saban unless something heinous happens, where there's like a scandal or whatever. Then fine, all bets are off. But you can't just fire someone like that.
Yeah, it's kind of when they want to go. So the next one, Cardinals Rams. Rams have been playing solid.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rams.
I have the Rams. Eagles Jets.
I really want to pick the Jets as a sleeper. I really want to pick them, but I think this one also could be pretty bad, pretty quickly. The Jets are losing everybody.
Yeah,
like everyone's getting hurt. Everyone's tearing their Achilles on the Jets. Everyone. So, yeah, you got Sauce Gardner. I think he's still healthy, right? Still out there. So like, not for long probably. So you have him going up against AJ Brown or Devontae Adams. No, I mean Devontae Smith. Same thing. Whatever. So he might just be flying all over the field. But he might also give up 250 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles, but I don't have a lot of confidence. The Eagles are going to lose a game soon. I think the Eagles lose before the 49ers lose.
I will say this though, in terms of quarterbacks, and this is a very bold statement probably. And I think I was just angry when I said this initially, but I'm going to stick with it because that's how I roll. I trust Zach. If we're talking about just the rest of this season, not careers, or just not next season, just the final 15 or the final 12 games of the season, I trust Zach Wilson to turn it around more than I trust Kenny Pickett to turn it around. Which is like flicking. Like I was really upset when I said that. And I think it was during the Jets Chiefs game when Zach Wilson showed some life and showed the potential that he has. In terms of that, like potential wise, I think Zach Wilson can do more with less, and then Kenny Pickett can do with like what he has, which is a lot. So I really, in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that, but like I'm gonna say it and like stick with it because I think it can happen. So I'm gonna trust the Jets more because of Zach Wilson than I will the Steelers because of Kenny Pickett.
Jets have stuff to go with it.
So how about that?
The next game I want to bring up is the Bucks and Lions. But before I say that, I don't know if everyone heard about Emmanuel Mosley. My man got injured, tore his ACL. I think it was the left ACL. And week 5
of last year came back, tore the other ACL.
Listen, I said this before, week 5.
Week 5.
I'm just retiring. Like, there's no need.
You have
like,
to,
at this
bro.
point.
You have
just,
to.
Wait, Nick Chubb needs to retire. Mosley needs to retire. When you get these injuries, just stop. Like,
you have to.
You're destroying your body at this point.
Like basketball, baseball players, like you can sustain like a career after that. You're not gonna be what you were, but like Grant Hill, guys like that, they can stick around for a while. They're good enough, whatever. You have like Derrick Rose stuck around for a long time, still doing it. And you can make a lot of money with that. Football, can't do that.
No.
Because like you can easily just step out on the field first game of the season next year and do the same thing.
Again, yes.
Yeah, again. And they're not gonna give a shit and they're gonna cut you and you're not gonna get any money.
Exactly.
You're done. So
I have the Lions. Who do you have?
Lions. Love the way they're playing.
Yeah, I do.
Big fan.
Shout out to them. Also, someone I predicted back in, I looked at this today, 2019, as a rookie to watch for was David Montgomery. Took him a long time, but David Montgomery's finally got it together.
Mm-hmm.
Here, people were thinking Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be something. It's clearly not Jahmyr Gibbs for a minute. It's definitely David Montgomery. But the next game, in terms of another team that is just going down the shits, Giants Bills.
Oh man, the Giants. Speaking of losing everybody, Giants are losing everybody left and right, dude.
Everybody's gone.
Left and right. So
Everybody.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Bills. I'm not like totally confident in that because the Bills looked very shaky last week, and you never know where you can get with Josh Allen. Now,
Mm-mm.
if I'm picking one or the other, I'm gonna say this week's Josh Allen is gonna be 340 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 23 up 30 type of shit. But and I think from what I saw today, Saquon Barkley is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying this, but like he doesn't have a choice.
No, he doesn't.
Like, I'm sorry. I love him. I want to see him healthy. But like if there's any way saving their season, he's gotta play.
Yeah.
I think the more they lose, I'm not saying the more they lose, like the more he'll sit out and like because like, he might do that, but like he's got to play. Their
Yeah.
season is it's right there. It's on the brink. You got to play because they don't have anybody else.
No.
Like Daniel Jones is out. I think both left and right tackles are out.
Yeah.
A lot of their defense
Always
is
out.
out. So it's in Buffalo. I mean, not that matters. They would lose at home probably anyways. But I'm gonna go with the Bills. Not a lot of confidence though, because of Josh Allen. You don't know what you can get from him.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers are crazy for him. But I'm gonna go with the Bills. And I know you're
I
picking
got,
the Bills too.
of course, I'm going with the Bills. And the last one, which I'm curious of your pick, Cowboys Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the chart. No, Cowboys because they are a better team. Dak Prescott looked like booty cheeks last week.
Mm-hmm.
Got picked off on 3 straight possessions. That is no bueno. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Now Niners are a really great team, so whatever. Uh, um, but yeah, I like the Cowboys to bounce back with this one. Chargers also very hit or miss team. They're like the Bills. They can explode
Yeah.
for 40 points, or they can, or what's the quarterback's name? Justin Herbert can throw
Herbert.
for 150 yards, three picks, and it goes south. So
Yeah.
I have more confidence in the Cowboys. Not much, but enough to pick them.
I'm going with the Chargers just because when the Cowboys lose, they kind of go on some weird slump. They
Sure.
lost 2 games so far. I don't know where the third is going to be. I predict them to at least lose 4 games. So 2 more games have to come
Wow.
somewhere in there.
That's not a lot of losses.
No, but they're going to mess up in the playoffs.
Sure.
So
That's fair.
that's what's going to happen. They're probably going to split the series with the Eagles. So there's one of your losses. And then who knows? It might be the Commanders or it could be the Chargers because you know how those random Commanders games go. But what you got for everyone?
Um, Shit, not much. Been a crazy month, like I said. Appreciate you checking in on the fam, making sure everyone's good here on our
Mhm.
end. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. Day at a time, one thing at a time. Um, I think today starts 45 straight days or like 55 straight days of
Mhm.
football.
Football.
Now that Tuesday night action is back in college football.
First off, they need
So
to classify it by saying college football and the NFL because
yeah,
when people just say football, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get NFL." No, you're not getting NFL
no,
every day.
no. It's college football and the NFL starting last night. So that's dope. Yeah, going to Columbus next weekend. Pumped to talk about that next week and then the week after, hopefully with the win. I can tell you that if we lose, I'm not doing the quick slants or coming on this show. I'm taking that week off if we lose, but if we win, I will be doing a quick slants every day that week.
Mhm.
So looking forward to that. But yeah, just appreciate you checking on the homies and making sure that we're good. So yeah, that's all I got.
So I have two. One, the first thing is, I think like when you first started texting me, I had a couple of friends that were like, "You need to cook and like bring it to Steven and them." I was like, "All right, chill out a little bit." First off, there is no we. If this stuff happens,
Yeah.
like,
It's funny.
so That's the first thing. The second thing is we give a lot of kudos and shout outs to Herb Street, but RG3 just as much as Kirk. I didn't realize that because RG3 was just doing a college football game on Saturday, but then he was in Vegas. I don't remember where the college football game was, but I know it damn sure wasn't in Nevada. So he had to
Right.
travel wherever it was to get there. And a lot of this goes back to when ESPN made those cuts. They made those cuts so other people had to do more.
A lot
Because a
more.
lot of these different analysts and reporters, they have so many more jobs. At first, we saw them one day. No, like they have to go to multiple places, which we always say only in sports. This is the first time. It's not only in sports, it's in the real world. You work more than just one day or like
Facts.
one thing.
Facts. Yeah.
So they're
Big
doing real
facts.
people stuff now, like
Uh-huh.
traveling to different locations, not being able to just do your one job. But that's all I got this week. Next week, I'm looking forward to it because we'll have a lot more to talk about in college football and in the NFL. So stay tuned. Other than that, we out.
Peace.